So you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
So this is the mail which I sent you on the Friday. Alert yesterday is the time. So this is the document. So you have to go through this document. Okay. So first of all, first thing you have to do is you have to go through this document. So in this document, there was all the requirements stated, which the requirements are explained in a Friday's class. Okay. So you have to go through the document, and the next part is read the functionalities mentioned very carefully from the document. Here is the link to test get template. Template in the sense there will be no test cases. It will be like a design of that test case. So when I click on this, so it was opening in a Google Sheets. So it is just the name of the people who did it, and this is the module they are going to tell you. And in this module, this is the test case design. So they are expecting to be filled by these values. They want the test case, they want the test scenario. Test scenario means there may be the same fields multiple times, because verify name field, name cannot be empty, name cannot have special characters, name cannot have numeric values. For all these three cases you will get the same scenario: verify name field, verify name field, verify name field, likewise. So this is the scenario field, this is the test case field, and these are the test steps. So we have to write the steps like this: 1, 2, and in the same field. So do not enter a value in the name field, press tab and move to the next field. So the value of the name should be entered here. Whatever the data you entered in that test data, the name, what the data you entered, the name field you have to enter here. And they are expect results. These results you can get it from the SRS document. After executing, you will get the actual and failed results. So for now, you will not write these two things. So after execution, you will write these things. Okay. This is the first mail I have sent. And today, before the class starts, I sent a second mail. So at 7:57 a.m. So in this second mail, I have mentioned like you reached your so for example, so you think this is a live project. So you reach your supervisor or client to walk through the requirements, but your client is busy. He does not have time to get over the phone to talk to you, to walk through the requirement. So you didn't understood the requirement. So you went to the client or supervisor who will explain the requirement. So he doesn't have time to explain you the requirement, but he sent you the designs for that project. So those are the mockups. So when you click on the mockups, you will see a document like how the design should be. Mockups for Guru Nagarjuna Bank. So in this you can see the login page, user ID, password, login, and the reset. Okay, you can see, right? User ID, password, login, and reset. And the next page is home page. In this home page, this is home page for manager. In this home page, there will be like this: new customer, edit customer, delete, new account. So these are all the modules which are explained in the SRS document. This is for the manager. And when you go to the customer home page, he will have only these features, because these are only explained in the SRS document. So this mockups document, this Google document show you the designs, how that pages should be in the website. So depending upon the designs, you can write the test cases. So account number. So you can write the test case like account number. This will be this, and in this account number, as per the SRS document, only the numeric should be allowed. Likewise, so you have to write the test cases depending upon these mockups. And the next thing, this is the second mail. And in the third mail, I have sent like, how is it going? Do you have any test case set? I hope you will not have. So are you finding difficult? That's good, because you are learning. Currently, you are lost, and now the development team informs that in the first version of backing site. So in that first version, they will implement the following modules for the manager. So whatever that they are implementing is, they are only taking this kind of things. This module they are going to implement. So they will not implement the customer module. They will only implement the manager module. And in that manager module, you can see only these modules. Okay. So this is the third case. So by seeing this, all three mails, you have to write the test cases. Okay. So you have any doubts in writing the test cases? Anyone? You have any doubts in writing the test cases? I can't hear you.
So we will try after that.
Huh?
First, we will try to create the test cases. After that, any issues we will.
Your voice is very slow, very low. I'm unable to hear. I can sense that you're speaking something, but it's very low.
Means, first, we will try to create the test cases.
First
Any
of all, you have to
issues we
create
will,
a test case. Then,
yeah. First, we will create the test cases. If any
yes.
issues, we will
So,
remove them.
whatever the document we have received, SRS document, by seeing that document, and we also have design documents, right? Images of that website. So by seeing both the images and the documents, we will write test cases for this highlighted modules. So first of all, you take new customer and you write the test case for the new customer. Okay. So you have any doubts in writing this?
We will try once.
So you understood the test case part, right?
Yes.
So today what you will do is, after the session is done, just go through these mails, read every mail and start the test cases, start writing the test cases. So you take this file, you take this test case design template, okay, and you open one new Excel sheet. You open one new Excel. So in that Excel, whatever the template design is there, you copy this. And you paste in the Excel. So you paste that total data in that Excel and you have to start writing the test cases. So once the test cases is done from your side, you send a mail to me, fresh mail, not in this one which I sent you. Don't reply to that mail. So in the fresh mail that the test cases are completely done. So I will go briefly one by step once. So first of all, test cases, in the test case ID, this should be unique ID. So we are writing first model is the new customer as per the mails. So first one is the new customer as per the mails. So you have to mention like NC means new customer first test case. And the test scenario is verifying the name field. And second mean, so in that name field, what are the test cases you can get? Name cannot be empty. So how he knows name cannot be empty? It will be on the SRS document. So first of all, we will go to the new customer thing in the SRS document. So wherever it is. So this is the new customer. So we will have all these fields. So we will write the test cases for all these fields. First of all, customer name. So first scenario is about the name. So name field we have to check. So that name field has some specific requirements. These four are the requirements. T4, new customer. So members are not allowed, special characters are not allowed, customer name must not be blank first name. So name cannot be empty because as states customer name must not be blank and members are not allowed. And second case is like um, special characters are not allowed. And third one is like, and the next one is like first characters should not be a space. So for the name field, we have four cases that can be verified. And I will type the steps. So what are the steps? Navigate to banking login page. So before that, we have to log in. Second part is login with the valid manager credentials. And the third one is, so I have logged into the web manager. So here I'm trying to enter into new customer page. Select new customer on the left panel. So how I know the left panel means I have checked the design docs. So in the design docs, the new customer module is on the left panel. So here you can see the new customer is on the left panel. This is the panel and the new customer is here. So I clicked on that now. So I clicked on that new panel, and now I will get the new customer page. In that, first test case name cannot be empty. Enter all the valid details and keep the name field blank. We are testing only the name field, so the case should be applicable for only the name field. Rest all fields will be the valid ones. So I entered the name field. So here navigate to the banking login page. So for login page, I need URL. So that we will call the in the text data. So we don't know the URL for now. So we will mention it ID. And next, login with the valid credentials. So we will write them manager username and manager password. So we don't know the username and password also, not yet, still now. So we will left as empty. And next, in the third one, select new customer. We are not entering in the third point. And in the fourth point, enter all valid details and keep the name as blank. So enter all valid details, so that no need of entering in the test data. So because that is out of scope, we are only checking the name field and keep the name field blank. So name field should be the blank, and so there is no need of entering anything in the here. So these are all the test data that needs to be entered from the keypad side. So expected results, an error message, customer name must not be blank, must shown. Actually, an error message must not be blank is shown. Must show means it's a future tense because we are expecting something. So it should be in the future. Actually, it's present or the past tense. Past tense means it is already done. So we have to mention is shown. This is the future tense. So we have to mention must shown or should shown. Likewise. So, and this is NC2, and this is NC3, and this is NC4, and these are all the same, so no need of mentioning, and these are all done. And next, copy and paste here the same fields, but here enter the valid details and enter numerics in name field. So here we are entering numbers, so same data, and in the name field we are entering numbers. So in name, mention like name, my name is ANI. So likewise I'm entering. So numbers are not allowed here. So an error message should display like numerics are not allowed. So this is the expected results. Likewise, you have to write for all the modules which are mentioned in the mail. So these are all the modules. Fine. So now you understood, right, how to write the test cases.
Yes.
Yes, understood.
So after the session is done, you just download that Excel sheet. You just write the test cases for this part. It might take 2 to 3 hours, but write today hour and tomorrow an hour before the session. So you can mail me before the tomorrow's session. Okay. So you got any doubts in this? You got any doubts?
Can you open that test cases once again?
Okay.
Test steps will be different for different new customer.
Yeah,
Yes,
test steps will be different for all. test scenarios will be same. So now verify name field. This is the first scenario. For first scenario, we have 4 cases, and the next one is some other field we will write. Verify mm, date of birth field. So this is
So all
the
the details will be mentioned in the SRS documents.
Huh?
We need to check the SRS documents, then we have to prepare the test cases
Yeah, yeah.
according to the SRS documents.
yeah, yeah. So whatever the fields we have to check the SRS document, and for that fields, what are the options we have? We have to check that options. So this is the first option, name field. Second option is date of birth, and in that option, how much possible ways are there for the user? So those are all possible cases we have to write in the form of test cases. For every possible case, there should be detailed steps. And whatever you are entering from the keyboard, that needs to be written in the test data. Okay. Any questions?
Understand.
So you can write, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So we will go with the next week. This from yesterday, from Friday, the project has been started. So this is the project, and it will be for the next 7 days approx. And the sessions will be ended by today or tomorrow, mostly. Tomorrow the sessions will be ended. Only the left part is the API thing. So I will tell you how the API works and what is API, how we can do the API testing process. So API testing may not be understandable for you. It is somewhat high level, but you should get an idea how what is the API and how it will works. Okay, so it will be helpful for your interview process. So this part is done, right? Project part is done, right?
At the end of the session, can you provide the FAQs also?
I didn't get it. For the entire session.
No, by the end of the session, means like all the sessions will completed by maybe by 10th of the May, 10th of the April or 15th of April. After that, can you send the FAQs related to the manual testing?
Yeah, yes. So a document, the total manual testing document will be sent to you. Okay, it's a handwritten document. You will have all the things which we discussed in the class. Okay. So that is of IT pages PDF, I think. IT or 84 pages PDF. You will get that file. It's a notes. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Okay. And also you have any doubts after that session is done and after totally disconnected, even after project is done, you can just ping in our group or ping to me. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I will reply for that. What are the doubts you have? Okay. Yes, fine. So let's come to API. So have you heard about API anywhere? No, right? Okay. So for example, so this is a server. Okay, and this is a client. So for example, client means it's your mobile. Server means whatever the application database it is, that is the server. So here, when you are accessing something, you will get the data. So that data is not in your mobile. So it was getting the data from somewhere using that internet connection. So, okay. So how you are getting that data? So how the data is coming from that server to your mobile? So that process of communication is done by API. So when you take here example as Google Photos, you take Google Photos, okay? So you will store 15 GB of storage. You have free of 15 GB storage, and you will store all the 15 GB of storage with your photos. But that 15 GB of storage is not covered from your mobile device. Even though you are storing the photos, that will not take any kind of space in your device. Then there is some place that the photos are stored. So that photos are stored somewhere in the some database, some Google databases or Google servers. Your data is stored there. Whenever you turn on your internet or mobile data and you go to Google Photos, you can see all the images and all the files which you have uploaded to that your Gmail that can be seen from your device, even though those are not in your device. So that data is coming from somewhere, from the Google servers which you have stored earlier. So how the data is coming means the data is coming through the APIs. Okay. So in this API, the data is there. So from this API, the data is coming from the server to the client. Okay. And this we call it as a response. So whatever the data we are coming from the server, we call it as a response. And whatever the data we are sending or we are asking to the server, we call it as a request. Okay. So client will send the request, server will send the response. So here a live example is like, so wherever you search for API, you will get this example only. So take a restaurant. So this is a restaurant. Consider this is a restaurant. So I'm erasing this part. This is the restaurant and this is a kitchen. And this is your table. You and your table. So you want to eat something. That something should come from the kitchen. But you won't go to the kitchen. Kitchen will not come to you. There will be a person who will come to you and the kitchen. That is some kind of, you will have some kind of server. So this person, server, serving person. Server means it's, you might think a technical word. So this person will come to you first. He will take the order. So what you want. So you said some kind of biryani or something. So that order will be considered as a request. So that request will be sent to the kitchen using that serving person. He will mention in some doc or his system like biryani for you and your table, for this table number 18 or table number 12. So that will be considered as a request. That request will be sent to kitchen. So he will share that request with the kitchen. Kitchen will do the analyze that request. So it will prepare that thing and it will send from the server who given the request. So the kitchen will give the biryani to that serving person. So again, that serving person will come from the kitchen to the table with the biryani. So here is, you can go there directly to the kitchen, but you will not go because the person who is in the kitchen will not know the Telugu or English. He is only the German person. So you don't know the German at all. In that case, you can't go to the kitchen, or else you might not have the access to go to the kitchen. So there will be some possibilities that these two can't be come together. So there should be one person who is going to contact the both. So the serving person will bring the biryani to you. So likewise, so whatever you are doing something in your mobile. So for example, in the WhatsApp, you are clicking on WhatsApp status button. That status is clicked. That will be sent as request to the server. And whatever the status are there as per your registered mobile number, that all status will be sent to you from the server, so that you can able to see that all the statuses related to you. So whatever you're doing in the mobile phone, that will be sent as a request to the server, and from that server you will get the data to your mobile device as a response. Okay, you understood that how the API works here?
Yeah, yes, understood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we will just go for the live example. So, for example, I'm taking a Flipkart. So this is the inspect element page. This is we call it as a DOM page. So I'm just it's open for your explanation purpose. So I searched here mobiles and I clicked on search button. So once I clicked on search button, this is the data I got, and these are the APIs which the data is I received from the data I received from the server through this APIs. So let's go to the one API. So this API has in this response, this is a nothing in this response, and in the rest, this has no response and fetch. You can see fetch. This in this response for this API, there is some kind of data. We will analyze the data what it is. JSON. So the data will be shared in a JSON format. So I pasted that thing here. So this is the data issued from the server. Okay. And what is the first product you are saying? I'm just removing this. So first product is Realme C11 2021. I will search for that in the request. Realme. So you can see the Realme, right? Okay. So here Realme C11 space C11. You can see here title. Title is Realme C11 2021 Cool Blue 64 GB. You can see the same, right? Realme C11 2021 Cool Blue 64 GB. Okay. So after that title, you have vertical mobile. Warranty is warranty summary, 1 year warranty for mobile and 6 months for accessories. You can see the same 1 year warranty for mobile and 6 months for accessories. Okay, so you can see this line and this line from the API response. And when you go down, you will have all the product details also. You can see key specs. 4 GB RAM, 64 GB, expandable up to 256. You can see 4 GB RAM, 64 GB, expandable up to 256. 16.51 8MP 5000 battery octa-core processor. So 16.51 8MP 5MP 5000 mAh octa-core processor. So this every data you are seeing here. So this price, data, and this title and everything getting from the API. So you know in this single API, you got 17,000 lines of code. Okay, for this single page to load, for this single page, you got 17,000 lines of code in the response. So this all code will be attached to the CSS from the front end developer and will be displayed to you like this. Okay, from the backend, this is the thing which is happening. So these all data received from the server to the device, to my device, my laptop, and that data is modified by the front end developer to look like this. Okay, so you can see all this. You can see the URL see Realme something is there. I'll try to search this URL, maybe it's not what. Okay. So this URL is related to this image. This image. So when I click on this image, you can see a URL in this bottom here. The URL will display here. See https.flipkart.com Realme likewise. That URL is this one. Whatever the image you are going to see, this is that image. Okay, I will try to do that. So I pasted that URL here. I'll paste that URL here, and I will mention flipkart.com. https www.flipkart.com/. So you can see. So this URL I got from the API response. I just added the domain name. So all these details got from the API response. So this is the product detail page. So you can see when I click on this one, so this link, you will navigate to the same page. So this page. Okay, you understood? So all the data we are getting from the website or mobile applications, whatever the applications we are using, it is from the API side. Okay. So now you know what is API. You got any doubts in this API part?
No, that means whatever the data we are receiving from the server, that will be called as API. Means whenever we are requesting for anything.
So that data which is taking the data, that we call as an API. Okay. And inside that API, we will have this data. Okay.
Okay.
So you might have one more question, like how the API looks like. Okay. So I searched this. So I got all the details. So I clicked on fetch in the headers. You can see now URL https://2.roam.api.flipkart.com api./4.fetch. This is how the API looks. API looks like a URL, same URL it will look like. So APIs are also like URLs. So this we will call this URL. This is an API we are using currently to fetch. Okay, and that method, that URL method is post. So API has different methods like put method, post method, that we will discuss in tomorrow's call. So put method, post method, delete method, and copy method. Likewise, they will have some kind of methods. Depending upon methods, they will work. Okay, so post method is like they will take the data and they will give the data. So this API taken the data as mobiles. Request, in the request, the data sent is mobiles. So payload means it's a request. So in this request, it will be taken as search query is equals to mobiles. So it will take the request and it will give the response. These kind of APIs, we call it as a post method APIs. There are something like get method APIs. So get method APIs, they will not have any response, any request. So we will not request anything. So they will directly give the response. So for example, I'm clicking on the Flipkart, this icon. So once I clicked on this icon, I got all these APIs. So there is some API, so which does not have any kind of, these are all post APIs. This is also post API. So likewise, there will be some get APIs. Get API means they will not have any request. So request will be nothing. Even this will be nothing. So they will only give the response. So for example, in the WhatsApp, you clicked on the status button, you are not sending any data there. That will come under the get response, get API. So that API will only use the data. It will not take the data from you. Okay. So that methods we will discuss tomorrow in the next session. So I will also show you by using which tool we will go to test this APIs. We will use Postman for that. I'll just show you the link of that Postman. You can download this Postman from the Chrome, and it will be a free tool. So this is how the Postman looks like. Workspaces, sign in. So you can download this from the Chrome also. So it will be a free tool. You can just click on Postman download and you can just download the file, whatever it was showing. So workspaces, under workspaces, I have linked two workspaces just. So this is how it looks like. So these are all the APIs I had. This is a get API. So get API will not have any kind, this is the URL of that API. And in the body, there will be no heading request part. So I will not give any request. I will just send the API. It will just give the response. So there is nothing I entered here. But whereas the post, I have to enter something in the body. This is the request. I will enter something in the body here, like some kind of data, and I will send. So in that post, I have to enter data something, it will use that data. And in the get, there will be nothing to enter. We can't send any kind of data, and we will get some response. Likewise, we will have these many methods. Most of all, these will not be used by us. Only top 4 can be used. Tomorrow we will discuss all about this and this list. Okay. Hope you are
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
And after the session is done, just go to the test cases part.
Okay.
Okay then. Meet you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.